You're listening to The Bible Guys, a podcast where a couple of friends talk about the Bible in fun and practical ways.
Hey guys, thanks for tuning into The Bible Guys, whether it's your first time or the first time in a long time. We're going to ask that you please take a moment and share maybe perhaps this link with a friend or to promote The Bible Guys on social media just to help us out.
I'm excited about it. This is going to be a good day.
As you're looking through stuff.
Yeah.
So we are Chris.
That had nothing to do with anything, but I'm excited about it.
Yeah. So I can't quite seem to get my voice in sync.
You're even raspier than normal.
I don't know why. But anyway, we want to go ahead and say that we're in the middle of a series called, we're talking about the Beatitudes. I'm not sure we have a title for it. But before we get to that, we have a segment that really is, this is sort of the first time that Desiree has formulated this segment this way.
Yes.
We've had this premise, but not in this way. So she's calling this segment Monkey Rich. And she says, Chris will tell a story. Jeff will interrupt every 10 seconds with a random word that the storyteller must immediately incorporate in the story.
Yes.
So we've sort of done something like this, but not this.
What did we do last time that was like that? How did it go? It was...
I can't remember, but it wasn't this.
I can't remember. It was, I injected things into your story. I just don't remember how it went, but I like this better.
Oh, I know.
Because it's like these crazy random words.
A sentence.
Yes. And then you had to finish it. That's it.
Yeah.
This is better because it's going to go quicker.
Yeah.
Because that was kind of the issue with the other one, is it kind of plodded along a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, all right. So, did I ever tell you? Here comes the story. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're still looking at stuff.
I got it.
Okay. Did I ever tell you the time when I was a little boy? I was walking to the convenience store.
Uh-huh.
And along the way,
A leaf blower.
I saw a guy with a leaf blower in his front yard. Mm-hmm. But the strange thing is, he
the
wasn't
squeaky shoes.
blowing leaves. He was blowing squeaky shoes. and every time he blew them, they squeaked. Mm-hmm. And the closer he got the leaf blower to the squeaky shoes, the louder the shoes squawked.
Yeah, walkie-talkie.
And so I thought to myself, that sounds exactly like my dad's walkie-talkie. Mm-hmm. You know, the kind that he has in the back shed.
Mm-hmm. Holy guacamole.
Every time that I would go in the back shed, it would be so dirty, I would say, holy guacamole. And I would look for different things, and I came across these walkie-talkies. Yeah,
inflatable kayak.
And I would have to move the inflatable kayaks to the side, and, you know, those ducks that they would float in the water for all his hunting gear. Mm-hmm. But I would get to these walkie-talkies, and I would think to myself, this sounds just like these inflatable shoes. Mm-hmm. That's what I thought in the moment as I was walking my dog to the convenience store. Mm-hmm. You see?
Mm-hmm. Grandpa's Facebook post.
They didn't have Grandpa's Facebook post back in those days.
But if he did, I thought.
I did. Because as I was walking to the store, I was actually getting something that my grandpa's Facebook post talked about. Uh-huh. He actually posted the fact
unsupervised toddlers.
Licorice. What did you say?
Unsupervised toddlers.
He wanted licorice. Uh-huh. And so I thought to myself, okay, I'm going to go buy some licorice because we ran out, because I gave my bag of licorice to a group of unsupervised toddlers. So because he posted about it and he wanted it, I knew that we ran out. So I thought to myself, I'm going to go get it.
Emotional support llama.
So therefore, I was turning the corner where this guy was, blowing leaves, and I came across this pen, and it was filled with, believe it or not, emotional support llamas.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Where they were just there. So I stopped to say hi to them, and I realized that they were very used to people. Oh, I was worried at first they were going to spit on me.
Clip-on tie.
But they didn't. And the reason why they didn't spit on me is because, is because they were trained. But I knew I was passing them, so I purposefully wore a clip-on tie just in case. Because had they spit on me, I would have protected my shirt with this clip-on tie.
I see.
Yeah.
Spaghetti.
But anyway, I walked all the way over to the store, and as I was getting to the store, I realized they had a sale on spaghetti noodles.
That's fantastic.
And I thought to myself, should I buy my licorice or should I buy the spaghetti noodles? Because, my mom's Italian.
Yes.
And she works very hard And I thought to myself, I could delight my mom with spaghetti noodles instead.
Suspicious casserole.
So I decided to go ahead and buy the spaghetti noodles instead, knowing that I might disappoint my grandpa because of his Facebook post. So I brought them home and I gave them to my mom, and in hopes that she would make my favorite dish, spaghetti. But instead, I came home the next day after school, Jeff, and instead of making spaghetti, I saw this suspicious looking casserole on the table filled with noodles. I had no idea what was underneath.
So the moral of the story?
The moral of the story is, Jeff, just go ahead and do the good deed and buy your grandpa what he wants. Because when you go shopping, just buy what you're wanting to buy. No matter how many distractions of leaf blowers and squeaky shoes and llamas, right? Just buy what you're going to go there for. Because it all ended up being squirrely and
good,
and mixed up.
Glitter tornado. That's your last one.
I thought I was wrapping up the story. Okay. And I remember that day very well because that was the day that a tornado came through the barn in the back. It actually hit the barn. And one thing that my mom was a huge craft maker, she used to knit and make crafts. And I remember it hit the barn and glitter just got sucked up in the tornado and it just spread. And did you know that for the next 2 years we found glitter in the gutter?
I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe.
So we refer to that event as the glitter tornado.
Yeah.
Which is why I remember every detail of that day.
Yeah, that's incredible, Chris.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know.
Well, I think it's one of the things our listeners love is having the opportunity to just learn more about your life and, those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Now, that glitter tornado thing gives me nightmares.
Yeah.
I hate glitter.
Yeah, so do I.
Hate it. I think it should be outlawed.
How do you think you did?
It was really good, Chris. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, although you threw me some pretty tough ones.
There was some tough ones, yeah.
I was like, wow, glitter tornado.
Well, ChatGPT helped me out with that because I was struggling just a little bit coming up with good ideas. But glitter tornado was from and spaghetti were from Desiree.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
All right. Well, she gave you suggestive words.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I think I
good job.
Made it make sense.
So you were telling me before we started that you and your buddy used to make these stories.
Like
that, right?
It used to be one of my favorite things to do. Me and my buddy would sit in biology, and we would write a sentence and then start the next sentence and then fold down the paper so they couldn't see the previous sentence, and you would have to just make another sentence based on just a few words, and then you would do the same thing, and we would fold. We'd do the whole paper. And then at the end, we would literally unravel it and then read the story. And it was one big run-on sentence.
Right.
Or sometimes we would, start a new sentence. And we used to cry laughing. And they were just outlandish stories. And we loved it. And it was something to pass the time when the teacher was being boring.
I was going to say, you were doing this not in English class. You were doing this in biology class. You were doing a writing exercise in biology.
Yeah, just
that explains a lot.
Just to not pay attention. Yeah. So
that's good, man.
I didn't like biology. And I certainly didn't like the lady who was teaching biology at the time. Yeah, we didn't like her at all.
So the only thing I remember from college biology class, I had a maybe he was a nice man, but maybe the single most boring voice I've ever heard in my life. It was a deep voice. He had been a lawyer before he became a professor.
Yeah.
And he, this very deep voice and completely monotone. So he'd go, homogeny recapitulates phylogeny.
Wow.
It was one of the funniest things because I had just complained about his voice. Bonnie, my wife now, she was my girlfriend. Then we were sitting next to each other in biology class. And I had just told her, I said, this guy has the most boring voice I've ever heard in my life. And she was laughing about that. And as soon as I said those words, he goes, homogeny recapitulates phylogeny. And I just lost it. I started laughing so I couldn't stop it. Yeah. So I remember that. That's the only thing I remember from that biology class.
Wow. That's great.
Yep. It was great.
We are moving on to our segment. And gee whiz, I would say this, you know what? It takes a pure heart to be able to take words and tell a very clean and innocent story
Does
the
it?
way I did.
Does it?
It takes a pure
Yeah,
heart.
yeah. Oh, well, good news for you then,
Yeah, it could.
because the Bible, Jesus said, "Blessed are the pure in heart, because they're going to see God."
That's right.
Wow.
Good for me.
Wow, who would have thunk?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's what Jesus says. We've been doing the Beatitudes in Matthew chapter 5, and he gives this whole list of things of what God promises to bless, right? And when he talks about blessing, he's talking about you'll be happy, you'll be fulfilled, you'll have God's favor on your life, right? All these things. And so this one phrase, he says, God blesses those whose hearts are pure, for they will see God. And that's it today. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's not really just about being pure enough to be able to tell a nice story.
No.
So we probably should unpack that.
Well, I mean, you said at the end of my story, you made a comment and said, we just want to get to know you better. I thought to myself, what if somebody tuned in late or fast forwarded the YouTube or hit fast forward and they actually think that was a true story?
Yeah.
Or me lying about my childhood.
Yeah.
That's a made up story, y'all.
Yes, it was. So thank goodness, because I mean, yeah, all those emotional support llamas running around, it really would make the thing confusing for people. So I just thought I would jump into this. I looked up the word pure.
Oh.
Right? What does he mean
Don't know what it means.
by pure in
You
heart?
know what the word pure means?
Well, I was curious because there's a lot of different Greek words that get translated as pure. So this is katharos is the word, and it means clean.
Yep.
It means unmixed, and it means undivided.
Oh,
Isn't that everything? You ever hear the word cathartic? That was cathartic.
yeah.
And usually what that means, it kind of cleansed my soul. When I did that, it kind of cleansed me, clean. It's where we get that word, right? And so it's not just the general meaning behind katharos isn't just moral cleanliness. It's
Or the absence of.
right. It's a single-hearted devotion to,
Yeah.
right?
So a lot of times, like from Philippians 2, when it says be like-minded,
Yes.
and he's talking about the church not being divided in their thinking,
Right.
right?
Right.
To be of one accord. You think it's sort of that way too?
When you are dialed in, all in on God and God's ways, you are going to wind up living a more pure life.
Yeah.
You're going to have a more pure heart.
So
right.
divided mind would be somebody who lives in the world and then also lives in God's world, right?
Yeah. Mhm.
Somebody who hasn't officially abandoned.
This is why Jesus said you can't serve both God and money.
Right.
You need to choose, right? This is why at the very end of this message he preaches in Matthew chapter 7, the very end, he goes, listen, you have a choice here. You can either build your life on the sand or you can build your life on the rock.
Did your house?
Yeah. Right? And so if you're foolish, you're just going to keep building your life on the sand, and when the storms come, it's going to fall. If you're wise and you're going to do what I say, then you will build your life on a rock, and then when the storms come, it'll stand. And so it's the same. You can't build on the rock and the sand. Right? That's what he's really, with this whole message, he's kind of driving a wedge between trying to have your cake and eat it too, where you want God to answer all your prayers and to be your good luck charm, but you want to live like the rest of the world lives all the time. And Jesus, through the whole message, is separating that. Your religion is not checking all the boxes so you can be right with God. So stop thinking that. Instead, understand, be single-minded, be all in with God. But when you are, you're going to start seeing the world from the perspective he sees it, and you're going to have a different mindset. I remember I had a friend who watched a documentary about food and suddenly couldn't go to McDonald's anymore.
Well, yeah.
Right? Because he had new information.
The famous movie.
Yeah. So he had new information.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can never go. And he said, you should watch that movie. I said, I will never watch that documentary.
Right.
I don't want to be changed. Right? But for him,
Ignorance is bliss.
But for him, when he adopted the viewpoint of that filmmaker, and he genuinely believed the information he was been given, he built a different life. So we always used to go to McDonald's together. Suddenly, he's never going to McDonald's again. And it changed him. Whereas for me, I know about it, but I'm not embracing it. Right? And so I stopped at McDonald's on the way to work today. Right? Yeah. And there is something to that. When you really genuinely believe what God has said, and you're aligning with his principles, it's not that you're still wanting. He doesn't want McDonald's anymore,
Right.
right? It's not like, oh, dude, you know what? I'd love to go get me a Big Mac right now. He's like, do you know what a Big Mac's going to do to you, right? Do you know what a large fry is going to do to you?
Yeah.
He's horrified.
Yeah.
That I would go. And that's what it means to be single-minded with God, is once you align with God's thoughts, it's not that now you're constantly fighting with, oh my gosh, it's so hard not to keep doing those old things. It's, oh my gosh, you know what that's going to do to you?
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Mhm.
And that's a heck of an introduction before we read the verse.
I did read the verse. I read it twice.
Oh, you already read it?
Twice.
Oh, I thought you were referring to it.
I read it twice.
Okay, you read it.
But that's okay.
entirety.
Let me do it again.
Yeah.
Blessed are those whose hearts are pure, for they will see God.
Oh, I was under the
That's 3
impression it
times.
was longer.
That's 3 times.
That was so funny. So that's 3 times.
Yeah, it's good though.
Yeah.
Gonna
Well-
drive this one home.
Yeah. Well, so when he says, for they will see God, that's a different promise, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Because the other ones were, they will be satisfied.
Yeah.
Right? They will be comforted. The kingdom of heaven is theirs. It talks about an inheritance, right? But this one says, for they will see God. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
So the reward of that, of being pure in heart or like-minded or going fully devoted to God's way, will see God. I don't literally take it as seeing God, because we know that the Bible says that no man can look upon God and live.
Right.
Right. So Moses couldn't look upon God.
And some people would say this must mean go to heaven.
Oh.
But none of these verses mean go to heaven.
No, none of them.
Not a single one of them means go to heaven.
Because you can see God in, people. You can see God glorified, right?
Yeah.
You can see God through any Christian.
Yeah.
Right? Or you can see God in a way that you haven't seen him before.
Have you ever heard the phrase, we don't lose sight of God because he's hiding from us. We lose sight of God because our heart gets cloudy.
I've never
Have you ever heard that?
No.
I've heard that multiple times. I heard a whole message preached on that. And that's part of it, is in those moments. Okay, today we woke up and it was foggy, really foggy, right? Well, I couldn't see to the end of my street.
Yeah.
Right? So when things get cloudy, you can't see very far. And all that is water vapor coming in from off the lake that we live near, right? That's the ice is melting, and so there's all this water vapor, temperature, all that kind of stuff, and it gets in the way and it starts to cloud and you can't see. Normally, I turn the corner and on the street leading out of my sub, it's a half-mile long street. I can see all the way to the end, just about, right?
Yep. And
it's the same thing. When you are really clear and everything is blown out of the way, there's a nice breeze, everything's blown out of the way, nothing is blocking your view, you can see, and you can see God moving. When we can't see God, it's because we've allowed things to creep in that cloud up our view, and we get distracted. The book of James says a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways, right? This idea of being double-minded makes it very difficult for me to focus on anything. I had a friend, this is funny, I had a friend that had both of his eyes went slightly opposite. Did you ever see somebody with one lazy eye?
Yeah, the new Superman.
Yeah, so he had that's true. He had 2 lazy eyes. Both of them went slightly. He had these special things that they tried to fix it, but it was always, you were always trying to figure out, is he looking at me, and somehow he could see, he could see, and they weren't significant. It wasn't like they were opposite directions, but they were just off from each other, and I anytime I think of this, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. If you're looking at 2 things, you're not actually focusing on anything. Right? And that's what we want to do. We think we're good multitaskers, and there's a ton of research on it. We're not good multitaskers, right? Everything we do, then it winds up being about 70% of our very best that we could do if we just focused on one thing. We get way less done when we're trying to do more things. But when you have focus, I was just talking with one of our leaders here at Heritage Church. He's on staff. He's got a big team and a big budget. Has a lot of pressure and a lot of deadlines. And so I was talking with him that his entire team does all the work. And I said, I really think what you need, he has 2 really good leaders. I said, I think you need to divide it and have one of your guys paying attention to this group of thoughts and one of your guys in that team thinking of this group of thoughts, because what they're doing is they're going back and forth. I need to work on this chord progression. I need to make sure that I got volunteers scheduled. We've got to design this thing. We've got to get this video out. We've got to, right? And when you're thinking about 100 things, it's hard to focus. But when you're thinking, okay, I've got some volunteers to recruit, I've got chord charts and vocals that I need to arrange. I need to make sure that we get the songs in place and that the graphics are right. That's a very different thing from, and I've got to do 9 million other things. And so when you bring focus, you wind up also accomplishing way more. So this is really what I think this pure in heart means, is when your focus is clear on God, everything else begins to fall away, and you actually accelerate your walk with God. You accelerate your growth when you're focused on just Him. David said, keep your eyes straight forward. Solomon says the same thing. Keep your eyes straight forward. Don't look to the right or the left.
Yeah.
Right?
And, this also aligns with one of the best and most famous prayers of all time. Do you remember Ben Stiller in Meet the Parents? When he says, "Oh, Lord of hosts, 3 things we pray." Remember? He goes, "To see thee more clearly, to love thee more dearly." Remember?
Yeah, I don't remember.
Anyway, it was hilarious. So anyway, I was just making,
Yeah.
obviously. I'd like to think that it is symbolic of, and it's also consistent with all the different times in the scriptures when it does say, see God, right? Like you'll see God and people will see God in you. I mean, there's multiple references of that. And seeing God is sometimes it's seeing God in a whole different way, right? Like for instance, remember when Moses, stood at the end of the sea and they all said, "Oh no, we're going to die because Pharaoh's army's coming." And he says, "Do not panic," right? Because Moses saw God in a way that they hadn't seen God.
Yeah.
And then he raises his staff. They walk upon dry land. The waters crash in on Pharaoh's army. And then it says, and then on the other side, then they knew God, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or when Jesus calmed the storms, it says they got to the other side. And it says, and then they said, "What manner of man is this that the wind and the waves should even obey him?" They saw God in a different way, or they saw Jesus
Wow. Yeah.
in a different way than they saw him before,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, blessed are the pure in heart, for they will get to know God and to see God, in a different way. Because isn't it true that when God asks us to, go a little bit further, it's like Peter. "Hey, Peter, can you step into the boat?" And then, "Peter, can you shove off, shore just a little bit further?" And then, "Hey, Peter, can you throw the net over the side of the boat?" It's like the more we step out in faith, the more we see God.
Yeah.
Right. So we trust God in the little things, and we see Him come through, so that when God asks us for the bigger things in life,
Yeah.
we're like,
That's
okay, I'm
great.
gonna see Him in a whole different way.
Yeah.
So I think it could be, symbolic of that as well.
So this idea of undivided, clear focus is really at the core of this katharsos, right? Katharos, which is where we get the word pure from. So let me go back to my driving analogy. Have you ever driven for a long distance and suddenly realize your entire windshield is just covered in bugs?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? It's just dirty.
Yeah.
That's the difference. You can just see farther and clearer when the windshield's clean. So I think that's really what we're talking about, is keep our windshield clean, right? As much as possible. And Ben Franklin said, "I can't keep a bird from landing on my head, but I can keep him from building a nest in my hair."
No, that's right.
Right? Isn't that such a great phrase?
Yeah.
That's the idea. So temptation happens, distractions happen. Just keep it clean. Just clean it off. You keep cleaning it off, and you'll be able to see God. You'll be able to keep following Him and you keep drawing closer to Him. It'll accelerate your spiritual growth. And I think that's what it means when He says, "Blessed are the pure in heart, because they'll see God." You're going to see God moving. You're going to see God working. You're going to see where God's going, and you're going to be able to stay close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, hey, that's our time. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow on the Bible Guys.